Thanks for staying with us on KTN Prime. Tonight, he was Nyeri County's top Form 4 student of 2011. He later dared to compete with other bright students internationally at the prestigious Harvard University that has produced many global leaders, including US President Barack Obama. He chose to study stem cell science, and now in his third year, Kelvin Muriuki can't wait to make a contribution to the fight against cancer disease in Kenya. Muriuki is a beneficiary of Equity Group's African Leadership and Mentorship program. On Daring Abroad tonight, our special correspondent Alex Chamwada tells us more about the dreams of the village boy from Nyeri.
From Karatina in Nyeri County to Harvard University in the US. That's how far Kelvin Muriuki, old boy of Karima High School, has stretched his academic dream.
2013 was my first time outside Kenya, outside Africa. I was raised by two parents, and one of them passed on a year ago, so I'm now being raised by a single mother.
Tufanye kazi kwa nguvu, hata saa zingine tunaenda kwa vibarua, saa zingine hata alikuwa anachota maji, anachotea watu maji, tunapata pesa.
Harvard University, that is found in Cambridge City, Massachusetts State, is the oldest institution of higher learning in the US. It was ranked second best university in the world this year by the QS University ranking, coming second to Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
When you think of top-notch leaders in almost every field, you just think of Harvard basically. So I guess that's what makes Harvard great.
Kelvin comes from a humble family in Tumutumu village. Kelvin completed his high school studies in 2011. He was the best student in Nyeri County in the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Examination and position 73 nationally. That earned him a chance to be a beneficiary of the Equity Group African Leadership Program, whose aim is to provide mentorship in transformational leadership to gifted students.
I interned at a branch by Equity called Karatina branch, where I worked for a whole year. While in the bank, I worked in different departments, got exposed to a wide array of opportunities. We got to attend conferences, we got to hear from great leaders, and we also got to know of different opportunities that exist beyond my own country, like coming to study in the US.
The Equity Group Leadership Program had 6 scholars joining international universities in 2010 and over 60 in 2015. Kelvin is among the mentees who the program prepared for bigger things. He successfully applied for the 2013 admission at the Harvard University.
Harvard itself provided me with a scholarship. So I'm basically here at the Harvard finances. So Harvard finances my education, it finances my accommodation, and it also provides me a job so that I can be able to sustain myself on campus.
If he missed a scholarship, Kelvin says he would be paying about $60,000 or about 6 million Kenya shillings per academic year for tuition, not counting travel, upkeep and accommodation expenses. Harvard is a large, highly residential research university. The nominal cost of attendance is high, but the university's large endowment allows it to offer generous financial aid packages. Kelvin dared to study a subject not many Kenyans have ventured into.
I study stem cell biology. So it's basically just working with those cells within your body that eventually decide what you're going to become. So it's a cell that has the potential to become an eye, it has the potential to become a leg, it has the potential to be anything. So I'm trying to understand how this cell makes those decisions so that I can eventually see how we can tweak with it to treat some of the malignancies that exist, such as cancer, such as diabetes.
A controversial science opposed by some on moral and religious grounds.
there are ways in which we can go around the moral constraints that are there, and these professors have been able to figure that out, and they are still figuring more things out as they do their research. In Kenya, most of the biotech research is largely on plants. We have a lot, the KARI is doing a lot in the agricultural field. It's trying to come up with plants that can survive pests, droughts, and such kind of stuff. But in animals, I don't think there is an established organization in Kenya that is basically doing the kind of research that I'm doing out here.
Harvard is not just any other university.
Talk of the President of the United States at the moment. He went to Harvard Law. Several other presidents like JFK. We also have Franklin Delano Roosevelt. They all went through Harvard. When you think of computers, when you think of Microsoft, when you think of Bill Gates, Harvard. When you think of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, Harvard.
There are also prominent Kenyans who've passed here. Senators Professor Anyang' Nyong'o and Kiraitu Murungi, law scholar Makau Mutua, nutritionist Dr. Julia Ojambo, businessman Chris Kirubi, writer Hilary Ngweno, just to name a few. Makueni Governor Professor Kivutha Kibwana, President Uhuru Kenyatta's advisor on constitutional issues Abdikadir Mohammed, Cabinet Secretaries Henry Rotich of Treasury and Edan Mohammed of Industrialization and Entrepreneurship Development. Kelvin says their footprints at Harvard are as big as their impact back home, and he is set to follow their example.
As a leader, I want to continue mentoring students, as I am currently doing. I want to be able to tell kids from back home or from whichever school that they can eventually make it.
In a nutshell, Kelvin says when he graduates from this prestigious university, he will be armed with 3 E's: education, exposure, and experience, which he eventually hopes to take back home. And that's daring abroad.